What's going on, my Jack brother? Coach Scott here, and in today's video, I'm going to share exactly what I did to lose 20 pounds, what I ate, how I trained, my overall lifestyle, and what made that transformation such a huge success. Not only in that moment, but really setting me up for long-term success where I was able to get lean and stay lean while building upon my physique. This was a 12-week transformation that took place at the beginning of 2017, and this was the last time I ever had to go through a 12-week cutting phase. Because I was able to get lean and stay lean, I've only needed to go through a 4-week mini cut once a year since then. Now, one of the things I think that made this such a successful transformation was that I had previous experience going through cutting phases. After losing 50 pounds back in 2011, I went through multiple bulking and cutting phases where I gained 30 pounds on one occasion, and from there on out, multiple times where I gained 20 pounds. So I knew what it took to lose that 20 pounds. I knew what to expect. I knew how my body was going to respond. I definitely believe that experience and having a heightened sense of awareness are the greatest teachers and the greatest assets to have when going through the transformation process. I know based on my previous attempts of losing fat that aiming to lose about 1.5 pounds per week suits me best. It's aggressive enough where I'm motivated by the visual changes that I see, but not overly aggressive where I run the risk of losing muscle mass or run the risk of binge eating experiences. So I know that a general rule of thumb when you want to lose 1 pound per week is to create a 500 calorie deficit. If you want to lose 2 pounds per week, you need to create a 1,000 calorie deficit. So if I want to lose 1.5 pounds per week, I'd be looking at creating roughly a 750 calorie deficit. So first thing I do, go to the calorie calculator on my website. I'll include a link down below in the description. Enter your age, height, weight, your activity level. That's going to give you your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure. So that's basically how many calories you would consume on a daily basis just to maintain your weight. This is just a rough estimate. Really important, once again, listening to your body's feedback. This is where the experience really comes into play. So my TDEE is roughly like around the 2,700 calorie mark. So I knew I would need to create a 750 calorie deficit, which would put me right around 2,000 calories per day on average. But I really like to look at my calories on a weekly basis rather than just a daily basis to kind of leave room for fluctuations, days where I may go a little bit over that target or a little bit under. As long as I hit 14,000 calories for the week, that is all that matters to me. And I knew based on my past experiences that the 14,000 target from the calorie calculator was pretty much spot on, so I decided to roll with that. And I wasn't focusing on macros, I was just focusing on hitting that calorie target. I still don't care about macros all that much as long as I'm getting an adequate amount of each one. I find I typically fall around that 25 to 30% fat, 25 to 30% protein, and 40 to anywhere upwards of 50% of my diet coming from carbohydrates. But again, I'm not concerned. I'm getting an adequate amount of everything. I feel great. So that's all that matters to me. Now, I knew my lifestyle at that time was that every Friday night I was going out with the guys, playing darts. There was always a huge spread of food. There was always alcohol involved. And every time that I tried to resist that temptation and tried to hit a specific calorie target, I just couldn't control myself. I just lose my shit. So I knew I was better off kind of planning for a higher calorie day there. And my goal was mainly to try to keep it as close to my maintenance level calories as possible, trying not to go too much in a calorie surplus there. So in order to have that higher calorie day, I'd have to reduce my calories throughout the week. So there was days, I say the most of the time I was aiming for about 1,700 calories during the week, and then the Friday night was anywhere from like 25 to 3,000 calories, sometimes a little bit higher, as you're gonna see here. Basically, I recorded my food in a food journal. So I have my entire 12-week food journal, not only the calorie targets that I hit each and every day approximately, but also pictures of the foods that I consume, just so I could visually see the portion sizes that I was consuming. I think, again, that heightened sense of awareness, it's more than just a numbers. When you just see numbers in MyFitnessPal, it doesn't really give you a clear picture of what you need to consume in order to lose weight, maintain weight, or build muscle. So it really helps to have that visual. Again, that's why it's so important to have that heightened sense of awareness with the portion sizes that you're consuming, and how you feel, the satiety levels that the different foods provide you with, the energy that these foods provide you with throughout that process. So it was really helpful to track my calories in MyFitnessPal as well as taking these photos. Now, I don't try to be perfect with tracking my calories. There are definitely meals that are really difficult to track, and definitely when it's Friday night out with the guys, I wasn't like weighing every pepperoni stick or counting how many chips I was consuming or trying to guess how much calories was in the dip that I was dipping the chips in, or any of that stuff. I wasn't measuring ounces of the alcohol that I was consuming. It was a rough estimate for a lot of stuff, just taking my best educated guess, which is better than just simply eyeballing portion sizes. Like I said, there was a lot of days around 1,700 calories. Some days were upwards of 2,500, 3,000 calories. But the main thing is that I was hitting around that 14,000 calorie target for the week. Most important, I was losing 1.5 pounds per week consistently all throughout. Now, the difficult thing with taking this approach, one of the things I don't like about having these big refeed days and then the drastic drop in calories, having to be more aggressive with your deficit on the other days, is number one, your energy level changes. They're not consistent throughout the week. As the week goes on, you get towards like Wednesday and Thursday, being around that 1,700 calorie mark, I was starting to feel tired. Like my performance in the gym wasn't quite as good. The other downside is it makes it very difficult to kind of track your progress. Like you had that refeed and you see your scale weight jump up 4 or 5 pounds, like, oh my God, here I go, I blew my diet again. But again, based on past experiences, I knew the anticipation. I knew that scale weight was going to go up. I knew it was mostly food volume in my digestive system, like the amount of food that I ate, how long it's taking it to get out of my system. I knew there's some water weight, muscle glycogen, all those different factors that go into play when it comes to impacting the scale weight. And then I knew it would slowly, it usually took about 3 or 4 days to level out to get right back to where my weigh-in was on the Friday morning before that refeed. And then I have 2 days where it's like that rapid drop where all of a sudden it's like, I'm down to 1.5 pounds during those 2 days. So it's not like I lost 1.5 pounds in 2 days. It's all happening. It's just you're not getting a true reflection based on the scale weight. I still think it's great to track your scale weight so you see those trends. I'm aware of the data. I knew what to expect. I knew the spike in scale weight, and I knew by the end of it, if I just stayed the course, kept it within that 2,500, 3,000 calories on that refeed day, and then I was around that 1,700 calorie mark the rest of the week, I knew I would hit that 1.5 pounds per week, weight loss per week. So it's trusting the process, again, based on past experiences and kind of based on those numbers as well. It should all work out when I'm hitting 14,000 calories per week. And as you can see scrolling through my food journal here, I was including treats quite often throughout the week. This is probably my first really real big experience with the if it fits your macros approach. Although it wasn't fitting my macros, as just fitting my calorie target for the day and letting the macros kind of fall where they are. Definitely when you're consuming these treats, your fats are going to be much higher. Protein tends to be a little bit lower. But you'll also notice like the days where you're including treats, because they are more calorie dense for such a small little portion size, the food volume for the day is much lower. Like there's some days where I was only able to have like 2 decent sized meals in addition to the treats. So it's kind of the trade-off there. It was a great experience. This is my first experience. Like in the past, like when I lost 50 pounds, there's no way I could just have like 1, 2, or even like 3 Lindor chocolate balls there. Once I have one, that whole bag is gone. So I really evolved from like 2011 to 2017, being able to control my cravings a bit more, but still it was that Friday night with that spread in front of me, I couldn't control that. Today, never go through that experience again. Like I have really learned and grown throughout this process, and I just don't like feeling stuffed. I don't like feeling full and bloated. I don't like going to bed with acid reflux. I don't like my digestive system feeling all screwed up. So I no longer have those big refeed days. Again, it's all a learning experience throughout the way. For the workouts, I was training 5 days per week, following my typical punish and prod approach. Day 1 was a leg workout, punishing the hamstrings, prodding the quadriceps. Day 2 was punishing the chest, prodding the back. Day 3 was shoulders and arms. Day 4 was punishing the quadriceps, prodding the hamstrings. Day 5 was punishing the back, prodding the chest. So shoulders and arms, just one workout there, but the shoulders being worked with both the chest and the back. Biceps being worked on the back workouts, triceps being worked with the chest workouts. So really, when you have 2 chest and back workouts in there, your shoulders and arms are getting stimulated quite a bit throughout the week. This was a high volume training plan. Now the research shows that high volume workouts tend to be best for preserving muscle mass. Again, I take research with a grain of salt. When it comes to cardio, basically walking. Walking was my cardio, my favorite form of cardio. I do that, walk chief, and just living my overall active lifestyle. My activity levels basically stay the same. So workouts stay the same whether I'm burning fat, building muscle. My activities stay the same whether I'm burning fat, building muscle, maintaining my weight. So all of that stays exactly the same. My sleep wasn't quite on point as it was right now. Stress, maybe not as well managed as it is right now, but again, as I was doing my best, I had a pretty damn good lifestyle in order to put myself in a pretty good state to burn fat. And the thing that made this transformation such a huge success was the accountability. I was going through this transformation with my workout partner, Mike, in his mid-50s. He dropped 30 pounds while I dropped 18 pounds. So I was like spot on throughout this, pound and a half per week, 12 weeks, 18 pounds spot on. He was really close to that 30-pound mark at the end and got absolutely freaking shredded. Best shape of his life. And the best thing is not only have I been successful in getting lean and staying lean from this transformation, Mike has done the same, still has his abs 5 years later and feeling his best, continuing to build upon his physique as he's about to be 60 years young this upcoming years here. So very exciting to share that experience with him. And every week we would go down into the aerobic room and record ourselves, our transformation, do a little bit of posing down there and see the visual transformation that the pound and a half that I was experiencing in weight loss per week, how that translated into the visual change in my body. And some weeks it was just subtle little changes, but when you compared like after 4 weeks and then after 8 weeks and after 12 weeks, it was like dramatic transformation. So again, like with the food, where it's good to track the calories, it's also great to have the picture, the visual of what you're consuming as well. Same thing with your transformation. You can see the scale weight change, but you see the visual change as well, the visual comparison, and you can compare the two, what your body looks like and as you're losing the weight along you're going. But that accountability was absolutely tremendous. Again, publishing that video to YouTube each and every week, that really got me on point. Like there was times where I was like, towards the end of the week, I'm feeling a little tired, feeling a little sluggish. I'm like, I knew Mike was going to make progress that week, and I didn't want to record a video and say, you know what, this was one of those weeks where I just didn't want to make progress. So having that accountability to my YouTube community, also posting those videos on Facebook, it definitely, the accountability is huge, guys. I can't emphasize the importance of that enough. So belonging to some sort of group like the Jacked After 40 Club, where you're posting your progress each and every week and holding yourself accountable to someone or a coach, a one-on-one coach, the accountability is absolutely tremendous. So sharing it with Mike, sharing the experience with Mike, actually, it not only was it a great accountability, but it was great camaraderie at the same time. It really added a whole new level of enjoyment to the overall process. That's a summary of how I lost 18 pounds during that 12-week transformation. So not quite 20 pounds, I just rounded it up for the title of this video. 18 pounds was the goal, and I couldn't be more happier with the process that I went through to achieve that. Getting lean and now staying lean, so setting me up for that long-term success. If you want to follow the exact same workout plan that I followed to lose that 18 pounds of fat, and you want to see that complete 12-week food journal of mine, everything that I ate to lose that 18 pounds of fat, it's all included in the shred system. I'll include a link down below. So 12-week fat loss shred system. Incredible program. Again, high volume. Got a good idea of the training splits, the kind of foods that I ate. Again, I encourage you to eat the foods that you enjoy. Just kind of use that as an example. So again, I highly recommend that plan. Link down below in the description. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. More than anything, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your feelings, share your feedback, and your experiences. And before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.